In our previous application, we asked the user to type in his name and then we output that name via a message dialog. In this lesson, we're going to make a program that asks the user to type in two numbers and then add those numbers up. Alright, we're going to call this program adder. Alright, so I've created a new blank Java class here. You can do that again by going to File, New, and Java. Alright, I'm going to import the J option pane because I'm going to need that, and I'm going to call this, as I mentioned, public class adder. Remember, class names are always uppercase. Put in your double quote, your curly braces. Right, and let's create our main method. Okay, and inside the brackets we'll put in the string variable. Okay, now what do we need? We're going to need two input dialog boxes, but we're also going to need two variables where we're going to store the input from those boxes. So the variables are going to be of type int because we're going to take in numbers. Alright. So it's J option pane.show input dialog. We put in the question between double quotes, and not to forget the semicolon at the end of the line. The semicolon is a very, very common mistake. So if you're having an error, please check at the end of each line whether you have a semicolon. What do we put in there? Please type a number. Alright, and in the second line we'll do the same thing. We'll call this one num2 is equal to J option pane so we're asking the user to type in a second number. Seems simple enough, but this program has a major fault. It has a major issue which I will explain shortly. Alright, and finally we're going to output the sum of those two numbers. So it'll be num1 plus num2. Alright, fair enough. It seems okay. Seems there's no issues because we got our input boxes. The input boxes are going to populate the variables and we're going to use those variables to do the calculation. But what is the fault with this program? Let me demonstrate. Oops, I forgot to save it, but JGrasp is reminding me to save my work. So let's save it. We'll call this one adder. Oops, there's an issue here. Bad spelling always creates problems. Click on the save icon. Now, because the name is correct, Java automatically feeds in the correct file name, and I save it. Alright, let's compile this. Just going to extend the output box. Okay, so you can see that there are two errors here. Alright, let's go through those errors. Adder.java, that's the name of our class file. The 5 next to the name denotes the line number. So let's place our line numbers in. This little button at the top here, the little page with the 1, 2, 3, when you click on that, it displays the line numbers in your code. Alright, so we go to line 5 and it says there's an error. What is the error? Incompatible types. Meaning, when you see this error here, incompatible types, it means that you are trying to match data with the wrong variable type. So in other words, you have one variable type and you're trying to store data in it that storage is not meant for. Now in this case, let's see exactly what the issue is. String cannot be converted to int. But where are we converting a string to an int? There's no way we are trying to convert a string to an int. But in actual fact, we are doing that. You see, when you use a show input dialog box, the show input dialog box always returns a string. No matter what the user types in the white box, whether it's a word, a sentence, a name, or even a number, Java always sees that as a string, as text. So even if there's numbers in there. And because Java sees that as text, as a string, we can't store it into a variable of type integer. And that's where the issue is coming up. But it doesn't mean that there's nothing we can do about it, because we can fix this. What we can do is now we can convert that string into a number. And we do that using a special method called parseInt. So we call integer.parseInt, and we wrap this entire thing, this entire line from J option pane right through till just before the semicolon. The entire section that I've highlighted, we wrap it in 2 round brackets. So you can see the integer.parseInt, put in a bracket there, and the close bracket is highlighted on the other side. So when I hover over one bracket, you can actually see the other one. We need to be careful when we are putting brackets that we put those brackets in the right places. Alright, let's type it again in the next line. Again, open bracket and then close bracket at the end of the line just before the semicolon. Alright, I've saved my work. Let's see if it compiles this time. Alright, I thought things were fine, but I've got an error. And it's good that I'm having these errors so you can see exactly how errors pop up in a program, and usually it's due to human negligence, like in this case. What it's saying is error Java line 6, so it's got line 6 highlighted, error cannot find symbol. Now whenever you encounter this, you must understand that you are calling a variable or a method that doesn't exist. Now what method am I calling that doesn't exist? Integer.parseInt, exactly as we done above. J option pane, show input dialog, everything seems fine. But take a closer look. J option pane, take a look at the A. The A is uppercase. Now there's no such thing as J option pane with an uppercase A. That's a typographical error that I've made, and now I need to fix that up. There we go. That's perfect now. So if you encounter issues like this, don't become despondent, don't worry about it. Simply go through your lines letter by letter and you will definitely find that there's some sort of issue. Let's compile and see if it comes back clean. Perfect. No issues, operation complete. Time to run my code. Right, let's put in 2 numbers. First number 3, second number 7, and there's my answer 10.